Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you are new around here, my name is Jessie and this is our family channel. We talk all things finance, wellness, just life honestly over here, but I do a lot of I do a lot of videos about finances and our debt-free journey. I have been on a debt-free journey now for about a year. Which is crazy. I need to do a whole video about that. But what I wanted to show you today was my February budget. In my Google Sheets calendar, I know a lot of you really like watching my videos in my Budget by Paycheck workbook by The Budget Mom. But honestly, the last month has been crazy with work, with my coaching business, with all that kind of stuff. And it was hard enough keeping my budget updated in my computer versus also transferring it over to my Budget by Paycheck workbook. I really enjoy the workbook. I think that I'm just more comfortable with using an online system. And you kind of have to figure out what works for you. I am not saying that I'm not going to go back and use my Budget by Paycheck workbook. I plan to. It just might not be as many videos throughout the month because I honestly just don't have enough time to do both. So with that though, I wanted to take you through my February budget, show you guys where we're at, how things are going, and what we're planning for next month. We are unsure a little bit on some income, so waiting to hear back about some of that. And then also waiting for our tax refund. I don't know about you guys, but I'm the girl that literally as soon as I get all of my pieces of taxes together, I send it off immediately to our accountant, and because I want my refund as soon as possible. My husband is the opposite. He kind of just takes his time, whatever. And because we are now joined, I have to wait for him. He also has his own business and works as a contractor for a few other things. So we are just waiting for different things and they take longer than they should because it's people's one-off businesses. So yeah, things are just a little slow on that front, but I am really, really hoping that we can send in all of our tax information in early February and get a refund in February because I would love that money. There's also an opportunity for a promotion at work that I have been working toward for months and months. I'm talking over 6 months. So, and there is a little bit of talk about possible back pay in the amount of time that I've been working on this. So that's also a possibility that could come in February or March. Actually, at this point, it won't come in until March, but still, we're just a little up in the air about income, so we're kind of going off of what we know best. So with that, why don't we jump right into this? I know I've been chatting a little bit long in this intro, so let me show you what February looks like. So as you can see, our income this month is $5,000. We're expecting about $5,700 coming in. That is for my income, Ben's income, random incomes we get, rollover that we're anticipating from January. So that's kind of where we're at moving forward. So down here, all of our expenses pretty much the same. Rent, all that stuff. This stuff doesn't really change. I am actually, as I look at this, there is also a $7 email charge because I haven't gotten rid of my email yet. So I need to do that in the next today or tomorrow so that I don't get charged for that next month. But so moving on from that area, we come to our debt area, which is unfortunately a good almost half of our budget every month goes to debt, which really sucks, but that is currently what we're doing. So everything right now is solidified with payments. I am still waiting to find out what the payments will be next month for these. So these might go, this one for sure will go up because it was low last month for a different reason. So with that, anticipating about $1,900 we're paying in debt next month, which really sucks, but that's where we're at with that stuff. I'm not going through this thing by thing because you guys can kind of see it. We have quite a few debts here. All of these are credit cards or personal loans, and then this one is my car loan, and then these are all student loans. So that's kind of where we're at with that stuff. We're working really hard to pay off, I would love to pay off all of our credit card debt this year, which is a very big undertaking. So I don't know that it'll happen, but I would rather set my goal high versus just saying like, I'll pay off one credit card. I'd rather set my goal really high. Because even if I don't meet it, it means that I was like really shooting hard for it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I do update the balances over here, but since January isn't quite complete yet, it just hasn't happened yet. So those things will be updated soon. Like I said, this will probably go up a little bit, but you'll see at the end, I didn't fully zero out the budget this month just because things are so kind of up in the air. What you guys will hear a little bit about when I do my January budget recap, you'll kind of see January ended up being a really good money month for us, which we weren't anticipating. So we ended up we thought we were going to have to dig into our emergency or our savings account, but we actually didn't have to. So it worked out really, really well. Moving on to variable expenses, because this is kind of the area that is interesting to everyone. I'm also currently filming a what I spend in a week this week. It's Tuesday right now. I haven't spent any money, so I actually don't think I will spend any money today. So we'll see how that goes. But for variable spending, I have $300 for groceries. I have $50 for restaurants and coffee shops. We did go over this in January, which you'll see this is consistently an area that I go over, but I only go over it when I know that there is money. I wouldn't go over it stupidly, you know what I mean? But that is an area that we consistently go over. I would love for that to be much higher than it is because I like going to coffee shops. I like going out to eat. I like doing that kind of stuff. But we do have one really large restaurant gift card that we might use in February, unless we use it for my birthday for any reason this week. But yeah, I'm not really anticipating going anywhere or doing anything crazy in February. I have one event, but it's at a brewery and I can't drink beer being gluten-free. So I don't know that I'll really spend that much money anyway. I'm talking too much about restaurants and budget, whatever. I'm at $50 for February, $200 for my medication and supplements. Moving on to household, I put $25 in household this month. I also upped our miscellaneous budget down here, as you'll see, because we consistently go over that because I budget $0. So I just need to be realistic and put some money in there. It's just, if you've watched the last few months, we've been so tight. In fact, we've been negative. We've just randomly somehow brought in the money. So I didn't have that extra money to put somewhere, but this month in February I do. So that's really good. I can be more realistic about it. Moving on, let's see, $0 for these. So this is interesting. Ben and I had a conversation the other day. We're really struggling because I feel like we should do a whole video on this, but the last year has been really difficult monetarily. Basically, since Ben got really sick, his full-time job, which is his own business, has slowly gone down just because he got really sick and he started working with another contractor and that didn't work out. So now he's back to working on his own, but there's just a whole bunch of randomness. Plus he's trying to build his coaching business so that he can be from home. So his main income has consistently gone down in the last year. It's been steady the last couple of months here, but my income went up just a tiny bit, but not much. And basically my income or any extra money that I bring in immediately goes to our household budget because we have been so tight. Now, because Ben has his own business, he can do things with his business money, like go to networking events, to go to networking lunches where he can buy himself food, or like purchasing himself books because it makes sense for his business. So he has this extra little pot of money that he doesn't use frequently, but enough that he can get like 1 or 2 things a month. You know, he can like go to lunch with someone that he's networking with, or a possible client, or he can like go and buy legal pads or things like that because he has this extra little pot of money. Versus me, because I don't currently have a ton of income coming in from my business yet, all of my income gets siphoned into our budget. So I have been feeling very, very guilty and also unhappy lately because I feel like I've cut everything that I love out of my budget, and there's a little bit of irritation there because he can still kind of spend this little bit of money that he has within his business. So again, that calls for like a much longer story with Ben, my husband. That might be an interesting video. Let me know down below. But this is a long way of saying that we decided that we're going to give me a little bit of personal spending money every month. So I'm just putting 50 in here now. It might be less than that, and I don't know that I'll always use that, but that can be used for things like if I need to get legal pads, if I need to get a book, if I want to go to lunch with a friend of mine, things like that, if I want to buy a new shirt, something like that, because I currently have not been able to be flexible at all, and he's had a little bit more flexibility. It was creating arguments, and instead of like consistently arguing about things like that, we just decided to give me a little bit of a budget. It's really hard when you're budgeting and you're in your debt-free journey because you want to put all your money toward stuff, and you feel a lot of guilt when you overspend or you spend money on yourself. But at the same time, I still need to live my life. Like, it could take me years to pay off this debt. Hopefully it doesn't, but it could. And I don't want my entire life to just be spent sitting in my house, not doing anything, not doing things that I love, not buying myself clothing that fits me because I'm worried about that. You know, like you need to be strict, but at the same time, there needs to be a little bit of leeway there. So that's what we're gonna try out this month. I have about $60 booked or budgeted for therapy this month. I have $30 booked or budgeted for my doctor appointment this month. This might actually be quite a bit more. I have to go to a specialist appointment, so that's why that one is highlighted. I have 150 highlighted for different utilities. I break them out over here because they get paid at separate times, but instead of having like multiple line items, I just like put them all in one and then I add them together. Train and parking, I have $130 budgeted. I have $100 budgeted for tolls, and then like I said earlier, $20 budgeted for miscellaneous. $75, these are sinking funds, but they're not really. These ones down here are sinking funds, but this one, Cora's Food, is exactly $75. So I just have that in here because eventually I would like it to be a sinking fund. It just currently isn't. Okay, moving on. The only sinking funds that I have set up currently are license plate renewal and car maintenance. I have $10 going toward that. I would love for that. I would love for that to be much higher, but currently that's what it is. I have $70 budgeted for a wedding that I'm in. I'm budgeting, basically I'm putting aside so that I'll have like $500 set aside for this wedding, but I don't think I'll need that much, but you never know with weddings. And it's a lot of travel for me. It's like 6 hours away from where I live, and it has to be driven. So I'm just like saving a little bit of money there for that. And then I'm also putting aside $10 a month for Amazon Prime so that when we pay that bill, it'll be over. So as you can see, I have about $34 left that I haven't budgeted. That'll go into things like this or like this. there also is a very large possibility that we'll be bringing in more income. I just don't have that information yet, and I wanted to film this video to show you guys where we're at currently, and then at the end of February I can show you like how things actually played out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me. I know that it's been a little bit quieter here in December and January, and that's just because I've been launching my coaching program. So all of my focus has had to go toward that, which is an entirely different side of my life than budgeting. So yeah, that's kind of where things have been. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.